Good afternoon, over here from LEGOLAND Windsor, and of course the Fireworks Spectacular. Yesterday we're once again over at the park to check out another one of their events, and in my opinion this is definitely one of the better events over at the park. As yesterday we will of course be checking out the main show itself with loads of different fireworks, lighting and of course music as well. But along with that, in my opinion, this is much more of an event instead of just a single show. As yet around the park there'll be tons of different posters and of course activities to check out as well. Along with that, I have actually just noticed when walking into the park itself that yes, some of the Brick or Treat Present Monster Party theming is still actually up around the park. So of course I'll showcase all of that inside this video. Without any further ado, let's get straight inside of LEGOLAND Windsor Fireworks Spectacular 2022. Okay, so just before we make our way down to the first attraction of our day, as you can see just down here in Miniland is of course tons of preparation over for the fireworks itself. And as you can see, you've got loads of speakers down there, and yeah, along with that, loads of different wiring behind there. And by the way, I'm just going to say it now, I'm not actually a firework expert, as I don't really know anything to do with fireworks, but of course, I will try my best in this video, and yeah, just explain everything. But along with that, they do actually have a stage over there as well. I'm not sure if that's actually going to be used for the display, but you know, it'll definitely be nice to see some entertainment if they actually do decide to use it. So we've now made our way over here into the Knight's Kingdom. And yeah, for the first attraction of our day is of course going to be the dragon. And yeah, I know I say it in pretty much every vlog I do over at the park, but you know what, it's such an underappreciated attraction. In my opinion, it's probably the most underrated coaster over here in the country. Honestly, it's actually a really fun ride. And yeah, with literally a 15-minute queue, you know what, it would be rude not to take a ride. So yeah, let's go and take a ride on the dragon. Honestly, it's always great to take a ride over there on the dragon. As I just previously said, it's such an underrated coaster, and in my opinion, it's probably the best ride over here at the park. Of course, you do actually have the new for 2021, Flight of the Skyline, which is also a great attraction as well. But in my opinion, the dragon is just such a classic. And also as well, if you're towards the back of the train, which today we're unfortunately only row 5, but yeah, of course, if you are towards the back of the train, that second drop does actually give a little bit of airtime. And you know what, it's definitely a fun ride, and in my opinion, is a must-do over at LEGOLAND Windsor. So just before we check out some more of the preparation over here for tonight's show, as you can see is of course this information board, and this tells you pretty much everything that you need to know about the show itself. As you can see, the fireworks do start at 6 PM, and yeah, the park opening hours are from 10 AM to 7 PM. So you know what, that's actually quite good timing, because due to the firework display only being around 10 to 15 minutes, I believe, you can actually get some night rides, and that's definitely quite rare over at LEGOLAND Windsor. Yeah, as you can see down here is of course some firework viewing areas, and I believe you can pretty much view it from most of the locations around the park. Yeah, there are some which are blocked off, so make sure to check that out of course when you're hoping to watch the show down here. But also as well, as you can see, there's no exit from the park between 5:30 and 6:30 PM. And this is something which I really wanted to point out, as I know a lot of people don't really notice this. And yeah, the reason why that is actually due to the fireworks being down on the road. Of course, if you've never been here before, there's a massive hill, and yeah, you do actually have to take your car up that hill. And yeah, the fireworks are actually set right next to there. But of course, we're now going to check out some more preparation over here for tonight's show. So as you can see, some more speakers have actually been set up over in Harley City. And I believe these are actually only used for this event itself, but I'm not too sure on that one. But something else to point out are of course tons of different lights to the right hand side. And yeah, as you can see, these are positioned all around the lake itself. And you know what, this is definitely going to make for a pretty cool light display. And yeah, in the show itself is not only fireworks, as I previously mentioned, of course there are tons of lights and so much more that of course go into the show itself. But yeah, I did just want to quickly point out this viewing spot. As yeah, usually to the left hand side, a lot of people do actually sit over there. And in fact, I believe some people are actually already setting up for tonight's fireworks show. But yeah, if you actually stand here, this is actually the best location to actually view it, or from what I've seen anyway. As yeah, instead of the fireworks actually being directly behind the towers itself, the fireworks are actually directly down there. So of course, that's just to the left hand side of the Castle Hotel, and yeah, to the right hand side of that small tower over there. And yeah, as I just said, the fireworks are directly over there. So in my opinion, this is definitely the better viewing spot. And yeah, of course, it's definitely something to point out if you're hoping to visit. Okay, so as I mentioned towards the start of the video, as you can see, some of the park's Halloween decorations still actually are up. And you know, as much as it's definitely quite an interesting decision, of course, considering that the event actually ended on the 31st of October, you know, it's definitely quite nice, especially for the guests that of course didn't get to experience the event. Yeah, as you can see with this sign over here, with of course it's saying brick or tree, you know, it's definitely gonna look pretty cool at night. And yeah, that's mainly due to all of these lights shining up at it. And you know what, it's definitely gonna look pretty cool. So just as you make your way past the LEGO City Driving School, I just wanted to quickly point out this sign. As to be honest, it is actually related to the firework display. As you can see, it says this attraction needs to be closed and of course cleared by 4:45. And I believe this does actually apply for most of the attractions here at the park. And yeah, that's just to make way for the fireworks. But of course, as you can see down there at the bottom, after the fireworks do finish, yeah, the attraction will reopen as normal. Honestly, one of my favourite things to do over here at the event is just to check out all of the various different pieces of preparation that goes into the show itself. As you know what, it's definitely pretty incredible. As you can see, just over here in Duplo Valley is of course various different speakers. And yeah, this actually looks like a pretty good viewing spot. So yeah, if you're coming down to the park, make sure to check it out. So the lights are now turned on over here at LEGOLAND Windsor, which of course means that it is going to start getting a little bit dark soon. But yeah, in terms of a construction update, as you can see, Raft Racers is now removed. And yeah, this is something which I was expecting for quite a while, to be honest. Essentially, if you didn't know what the attraction was, it was basically a dueling raft slide, which yeah, you start on the top of a hill and then make your way all the way down here, of course, into Duplo Valley. And it was quite out of place, to be honest, but I definitely enjoyed it. But yeah, as you can see, it's now all removed. And also, just over there as well, it is actually just the eggs of it, which is the only piece standing on the ride itself. But of course, they are actually planning to put a new dueling coaster here, which definitely is pretty exciting. I personally think that it is going to be built by Vekoma, but we don't yet know if the planning permission has gone through or anything like that. You know, we'll just have to wait and see. And it is definitely sad to, of course, I see another attraction being removed. So I hope you enjoyed that clip over there from Raft Racers. You know what, it's genuinely quite sad to see. As I've had so many memories from that attraction. But you know what, I'm still looking forward to, of course, future developments from over here at LEGOLAND Windsor. However, as you can see, the party is now on over in Harley City Harbour. And yeah, we've now got our place, gonna stand in now for around 45 to 50 minutes until the fireworks spectacular show begins. And you know what, I'm so looking forward to it. So yeah, here are a couple of highlights over here from LEGOLAND Windsor Fireworks Spectacular 2022. Okay, so there you have it, the Fireworks Spectacular 2022. And you know what, that was actually a really good show. However, due to us only having around 40 to around 45 minutes to get some night rides in, I thought instead of saying my review now, of course I will do the end of the video today. So yeah, here are a couple of clips over for some night rides. But you know what, that show was definitely pretty cool. Honestly, it's always great to get some night rides over here at LEGOLAND Windsor. And to be fair, it is pretty rare now because the park doesn't really open that late. And I do get that it is for the younger audience, but to be honest, I wish they sort of opened later on some nights. But yeah, in terms of the fireworks, of course, the Fireworks Spectacular, you know, that was a really good show. Unfortunately, if I'm going to get the negatives out of the way, I wish it was sort of more themed around the park. As yet, it wasn't really anything to do with the park, to be honest. It was just a bit of music with, of course, some fireworks in the background. But you know what, the fireworks itself, oh, honestly, there were so many of them. And of course, at the moment, yeah, I mean, everything's going to go more expensive and everything like that. So I thought there may be some, of course, there may be less fireworks this year. But you know what, it was back to normal. And yet all the fireworks are back up. And you know what, it was definitely great to see. Of course, you do only have one day left to experience it. because I'm actually filming this on the Saturday. And yeah, something which I forgot to tell you guys earlier is I did actually come down on Friday the 4th of November 2022, which is of course yesterday. I had to experience it for my first time, but unfortunately I didn't really have enough time to film a vlog, and that's why I thought I'll come back today, of course, from a full jump out vlog, and yeah, just show you guys everything you need to know about the Fireworks Spectacular. But you know what, it's been a great day. And in terms of my highlight, to be honest, my highlight's probably just getting on some night rides. Like getting on the dragon in the end, we also got on Jolly Rocker, Fran's Apprentice, and a couple more bits as well. And you know, it was just great to get some night rides. And as I just said, I really wish the park opened later at night, because it just, like, the atmosphere of the park is so much better. But you know what, it's been a great day. I love Legoland Windsor. And you know, it's sad that we're coming towards the end of the main season now. Of course, as well, it was great to check out the construction update. Oh well, I mean, of course, the demolition of raft races. Oh, as you can hear, it's a little bit windy now. Yeah, but of course, raft races, it was great to check that out. And you know what, overall, it's been a great day. And yeah, would I recommend visiting? Of course, as I said, you do only have one day left to visit. But if you can get yourself down here, it's definitely worth it. And of course, there is something to experience. And yeah, thank you for watching this video, and I'll see you in the next one.